right now. There we go. Go ahead, Vanessa.
Right. Well,
Share your screen.
good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us on this absolutely beautiful Saturday morning. We really appreciate you taking the time to find out about this amazing tour. For those of you that haven't met me in person, I'm Vanessa Rogers, and I'm a group coordinator with Go Ahead. Alongside me is my life partner, Brian, and he's going to be monitoring the chat. So as you have questions, if you would just please type them into the chat so we can make sure that we get all of those resolved for you. And also joining us all the way from Athens is our absolutely stupendously amazing tour director, Gloria Clemontoni. We love you so much. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. She is a wealth of knowledge. So if there's any question that you have, she probably will have the answer to it, because this is what she does, and she does it better than anybody. All right, so that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get started with the presentation. And like I said, at any point during the presentation, if you do have a question, don't bother, just put it in the chat and we'll approach that. Okay. All right, so that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, and I'm actually going to go back a few. Sorry about that. Okay. All right, so we are hoping to depart on this amazing experience on June 11th to June 24th. It is a 14-day tour. There also is an extension. If you would like to stay in Athens a little longer, you can do that. And we'll talk a little bit about that more in depth as we move forward. All right, so today we're going to talk about why do we even want to travel? Why is travel so important? I'm going to let you know a little bit more about Go Ahead and our travel partner in that. We're going to talk specifically about the tour. We're going to talk about what's included with the price that you're paying and what isn't, and just kind of a tour overview and how you can get your name down for this amazing experience. All right, so why is travel so important? All right, so I've been a group coordinator for Go Ahead for, about 5 years now. Unfortunately, with COVID, I haven't been able to do as many tours as I wanted to do, but it's been an amazing experience. I've done Scotland, and more recently we went to Costa Rica, and then I've done some convention tours as well, along with my husband, where we met Gloria. She was our tour director for when we went to Greece for our honeymoon. Well, actually, our anniversary was really
20-year honeymoon.
Yeah, a year honeymoon. Yeah. So this photo was taken at our farewell dinner, and it was an amazing dinner overlooking the Acropolis, sunset. I mean, you can't imagine a more beautiful experience. It was just definitely a bucket list item for sure.
What hotel is this, Gloria?
St. George Lycabettus, which is on the highest point of the city of Athens. When you have a beautiful view, as Vanessa just said, of everything, you got Athens at your feet.
Lovely.
Yeah, and I have always wanted to go to Greece ever since I was a little girl. And so when Go Ahead announced the convention tour, they put the list out. We were like, that's the one we're doing. That's the one. And we had actually scheduled a different tour, and then this one came out and we switched and never looked back. It was the best experience ever. And with that, I'm going to share some photos of that experience. So up at the top left corner, that is a wine tasting in Santorini. Beautiful day, beautiful wines, beautiful food. Oh, just the best. And then we have Gloria giving us all the lowdown on everything that she is so knowledgeable about, telling us stories, talking about cultural differences and similarities, just amazing. The bus rides are, you would think, oh, it's a bus ride. But no, it's a bus ride. You get to learn so much while you're on that bus. Next to that, we have a really great bar in the Plaka in Athens. Absolutely stunning. And then that's me jumping off the catamaran. I highly recommend doing that excursion. Even if it's the only one you do, that's the one. And then that's me dancing with the guys on the catamaran, the island of Delos, the beautiful sunsets on the catamaran in Santorini, and then obviously the view from the Acropolis. So Gloria, what else can you share about that experience you remember?
Well, you just posted the highlight, as you just said, but also beautiful Delphi, which is also a place that when we go for only for the day, and it's an option, is absolutely beautiful because you got to see a bit of the countryside of Greece and the archaeological site, which is very famous. It's the Oracle of Apollo, and by the way, it's not tiring at all. So if you think, what is up the hill, this is super easy as well to do, including the view of 2 millions, I did say millions with an olive trees that you see down in the valley, and the entire place is magnificent, including the little village. That's one of the excursions also that you can do. But there is also the feeling that you get being, especially in June, where all the colors are so bright all around the Greek islands. And another one which is missing for the picture, which is so worthy for me to do, is also the cooking class, which is the cooking class that you're thinking like, oh gosh, I need to take an egg, I need to take some flour, I do this at home, who wants to pay to do it? It's much more than you're thinking, because you will learn all the little inner secret that usually grandmas know, and you see the let's say the vivid, the most active part of the island of Mykonos, but also you see the other side of Mykonos, which is where how the people live, what is the little secret that they pass by within the family. You get a flavor also of something that it's even more inside, as you would stay in Mykonos more than you think. Delos, the picture that is there, don't forget that is one of the UNESCO heritage, and nobody can live on the island. It's simply an archaeological site that we can visit, and then we go, and the full experience is magnificent to see all the archaeological site, and then around you see the deep blue of the Aegean Sea. Santorini, everybody speaks for itself, because when you arrive, you really need to pinch your cheeks and say, am I dreaming, or this is happening to me for real? It's so overwhelming. The view of the island, is the being on the island and visit everything. The catamaran is, as Vanessa said, absolutely not to be missed. The wine tasting as well. And then after we leave Santorini, the other place that it's also worth it to see, it's Crete. And do not forget also the excursion to Chania is absolutely magnificent. And I got Brian as my witness, and it's never enough time that we spend there.
No.
So the entire package is beautiful. It's Greece exactly in the way you picture in your imagination. Is coming for real.
Yeah, and I remember the old lady the old grandma we met after we did what was that? That was the leper colony. Are we doing that? Is that part of it?
Yes.
Yes.
When we went, that was an amazing, touching experience, wasn't it?
Yes. Yes, it was fantastic. Hopefully she's still there. We can maybe see her.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
we referred to, for the ones that were not with us, and we had the chance to meet a lady. She was an old lady. She was what, 94, I think, or something. And she still remember the way it happened during the World War II. And she still remember, evidently, when the Americans came. So she couldn't speak any other word other than Greek, but she remembered how to say thank you in English. It was quite touching.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
sweet.
Yeah. That
Yes.
was very moving.
Well, and those are the experiences that you remember. That's why you travel, is to have those cultural exchanges with, people from all over the world. It's just awesome. Okay. I'll pause for just a second. If anybody has any questions for Gloria, this would be a good time to either unmute or put them in the chat before we move on. Anything in particular you want to ask?
No. Melissa, you got any questions?
I don't know. She's still in.
She's all wrapped up.
She's all wrapped up. Or Stacy, do you have any questions?
I'm all wrapped up. Hi, Stacy. I'm so sorry. I'm in literally a bodysuit right now at the spa, but I still wanted to join. So that's why you can't see me.
All right.
Okay. All right, we'll go ahead and keep going. But like I said, if at any moment you do, a question does come to your mind, feel free to put it in the chat and we'll make sure that we address those. All right, so a little bit about Go Ahead. Why do we choose Go Ahead? Why of all the travel companies around the globe and in America, why did we choose to work with Education First and Go Ahead Travel? Well, there's several reasons. They basically take care of all the logistical details, so you just get to enjoy your vacation. You don't have to worry about getting from the airport to your hotel. You don't have to worry about having reservations for dinner. You don't have to worry about where you're going for dinner unless you've got some unless it's a free time experience and you get to choose where you get to go for dinner. That's another reason, because it's not all completely structured for you. All the logistics are covered for you, but you also have some time to just explore on your own. So for example, when we did Scotland and Ireland and England, the tours were typically in the morning times. And so we got to see an overview of the city with our local guide showing us all the highlights. And then in our free time, we could go and see those things that were important to us. So that's one of the reasons that you have those local guides and you have this experienced tour director that can tell you in your free time, these are some great places to visit. You don't have to wonder. That's another reason. They've been in business for over
It's like
50 years, I think.
something like that, 50, 55.
A long time, yeah. So they're just a wealth of knowledge. They are constantly monitoring all of the locations and all of the destinations to make sure that it's safe to travel, that, they're monitoring weather, they're monitoring COVID, they're monitoring everything. And they really do take care of their travelers. So that's why we choose to partner with them, and
we get
they
Gloria.
are really the best in the business. What was that, Brian?
And we get Gloria. We always have a Gloria.
I know. We always have the best. All right. Oh, it's not moving for me. Sorry. I don't know why it's not moving.
You clicked out of it. There you go. You clicked out of it.
Did I?
Mm-hmm.
There we go.
There you go.
All right. So when you travel with Go Ahead, these are some things that you can look forward to, right? We have all these fabulous trips that are hand selected, that immerse you in the new cultures. They have a best price guarantee. You can't travel on your own for the price that Go Ahead offers you. If you tried to do this exact tour without going through a tour company, it would be ridiculously expensive. They handpick their itineraries to make sure that all of the highlights of that destination are there. They pick the best hotels, the best restaurants, and we also are going to hopefully be a private group. So it'll just be our little people that will travel together, and we'll all get really, really close. You'll be Facebook friends forever. All right, you can also customize your tour if you want to. So there are excursions that you can select which ones you would like to do. There's always extension opportunities. With this one, it's in Athens. And there's also a personalized airfare package. So with Go Ahead, you have the option, if you choose to just do the land only, maybe you have a ton of airline flight points, that's a way that you can save some money. You can choose what airport you go out of. You can also choose to extend if you would like. So if you decide, oh, well, I think after we finish in Greece, we want to go to Italy, they will help you get there. They will arrange to assist you in that to get to your travel destination and to get home again. So they're super helpful in that. And that's why we have, our account managers and our tour consultants that are on hand to help with those types of things.
But we also have sometimes Gloria or the other tour directors, you have special things you like to add. Gloria, is there anything that you would add, we would think of extra doing in there? Some free time, usually restaurants or whatever?
I would do, depends where we're staying, but when we are in Santorini, usually what I always also organize is to go and have a side trip to Ia, the village that is famous for the sunset. And also it depends which part of Santorini we're staying. We might do also another, like I did now, another side trip to go to the Black Beach. So when you actually swim, you can eat with your feet on the sand. You can also go and shop. You can do whatever you want because the time is perfect. June is perfect.
All right. With Go Ahead, there's also a loyalty program. So you earn money towards your future trips. So, and the more trips you take, obviously, the more perks you get to experience. So this is just kind of an example of how it's broken down. And I'll just leave that up there and let you look at it for a couple minutes, kind of a little self-explanatory. But obviously, the more you travel, you also will receive a welcome home benefit. And so within getting home 90 days from your tour, if you book another tour, you save $100. There's also repeat traveler discounts. So once you booked with Go Ahead one tour, the next one you book, you will receive a repeat traveler discount, which is very nice. So Melissa, since you and John have already traveled with us, you should qualify for that repeat traveler discount. All right, so talking a little bit about our tour that we've been talking about already, but just kind of some highlights. All right, so we will see, and I'll let Gloria speak to these because she is the expert on these destinations. So let us know what we're going to see here, Gloria.
So, day one, after you arrive and you have a welcome drink and a welcome dinner, and you start getting, rid of the jet lag. The following morning, we have a morning tour that goes the bus city tour around the city, plus a guided tour of the Acropolis, which is obviously the highlight. And it's something that is, I think the memory will stay with you forever, not just because of the history, but also because of the location of the place, and everything is beautiful. In the afternoon, you either choose to have an optional tour that goes to Cape Sunion, or you can simply decide to stay in the city of Athens, stroll around at the foot of the Acropolis in a very famous area, which is called Plaka, which is also actually open in the evening. So in case you decide to Sunio, you still have the chance to stroll around. It's very safe, and is the only place where also the shop will be open a little bit later than the normal one, because this is a place where all the visitors will go and stay. Highlight, when we go to the windmills in Mykonos. Mykonos is the island that welcome you as among the three, and it will be what you always picture a Greek island should be, like the cubic houses with the blue dome and everything that you say, this is exactly the way I picture Greece. The windmills are the symbols of Mykonos itself, but just walking around in the maze, because it is a maze in Mykonos, for reasons that I won't tell you now. You need to come on tour and I will release the information only if I see you. But there is a reason for it. And the streets are so narrow that if you stretch your arms both ways, you can actually touch the walls. It's super, super, super nice. And then also, we have a beautiful hotel in Mykonos, and then usually Alleluia, and I have to say Alleluia, Go Ahead picks them a little bit outside the city center in Mykonos, because otherwise it's a party island and at night you can't sleep. So you get all the benefit of being there during the day, but then when you say I want to relax and just have a beautiful view and have my favorite drink in my hand and look at the sea, you get that one too, because our hotel are usually all of them located close enough where you can see the sea itself. Akrotiri, it's older, centuries older than Pompeii, because Santorini, and this is where we are talking about right now, was an island famous for the very strong volcano eruptions 2000 before Christ. And this is what the remains of the excavation are. And also we have a fabulous guide that will bring all the ruins again alive, including driving across the island. You will see breathtaking view of the island. You pass through the village of Pyrgos, which is the oldest in town. And of course, in the afternoon, we have that beautiful catamaran experience. When we leave Santorini, and this is not just all, these I'm talking about the highlights, there is more. We go to Crete, the very famous palace of Knossos, the legend that you know, the Minotaur, for you to know, is the second most seen archaeological site after the Acropolis. So you understand this, I think that it's a must see. And of course, together with it, the archaeological museum, they have also all the findings that we find in Knossos. And again, as we said, the following day, we go to Chania. In between, there are more excursions, but I don't want to overwhelm you, but these will be the highlight.
All right, thank you so much. All right. Okay, so what is included and what is not included? So that's always important to know. All right, so here's what is included in your tour. Handpicked hotels, we get daily breakfast, some local dinners. We have obviously Gloria and local guides. We have a very comfortable bus that's air conditioned that we travel around in. You get the flexible flight options. So like I said, if you want to change the tour and stay longer or go earlier, we can do that. We've got on-tour support that's available to us 24 hours a day in case something is happening, like our baggage is lost, or our flight is delayed. They're there to help us, right? They have an in-house customer experience team. And of course, Gloria makes sure that we don't have to stand in line. That's another reason that you go ahead. Gloria takes care of all of those pesky little details. All right, so what would you be responsible for? So obviously you're gonna wanna buy some of the local food. You're gonna wanna buy some souvenirs. If you use an ATM, you'll wanna expect to pay for some fees. There are some meals that are not included because we do wanna give you some free time. We don't wanna book all of your vacation for you. You wanna be able to experience some things that are important to you on tour. So you wanna take some extra food for meals. And like I said, Gloria is always there to help select restaurants. She can give you some ideas of some great places to go. There are some tips that you'll need to pay per day for our lovely Gloria. It's usually around $10 to $12 a day. Bus drivers are about $3 a day. Local guides, when we have one, is about $1 to $2. So when we get closer to the tour, I can tell you exactly like how many local guides we're going to have, and so you can budget for that. Okay?
And then we usually convert that to euros, so it's easier for Gloria or others to take care of it.
Yes, thank you for mentioning that, Brian. I'd forgotten that. Okay. Obviously, passport or visas. I don't believe we need a visa for Greece, but obviously, if you don't have your passport, you'll need to jump on that right away. And if you are one that likes to overpack, if your bag is overweight, then you'll be expected to pay for that. Okay. So for your travel documents, you'll need to have a valid passport that is valid for at least 6 months beyond the date of our tour. And you want to make sure you have at least 2 blank passport pages, right? We don't need a visa, and none of us are Canadian, right? But if there's any specific entry requirements, you'll be made aware of those. Once you enroll on the tour, I highly suggest, actually, I recommend that you download the Go Ahead app. It is a wealth of information. It's a great way for us to communicate with one another. It will tell you all of the entry requirements that are required. If there's anything that you need to do, any documents that you need to sign, it'll all be right there in the app. So it's amazing. We can share pictures, super fun. If you have dinner plans and you want to meet up, you can put a little message in our app and say, hey, we're going to meet down at the bar at 10 o'clock. Who's with us? And everybody that wants to go knows your plans. So it's a way for us to kind of stay in contact with each other as well. Okay, so we also recommend that you do get some trip insurance. Go Ahead offers 2 types. There's trip protection and basic trip protection. When you enroll in the tour, they can go over this in more detail with you and tell you exactly what is covered. But this is just kind of a breakdown and an overview. And I'll leave that up for a couple of minutes so you can take a look at it. And they'll give you the pricing for those as well. Okay, because travel can be unpredictable, so we do recommend that you do get some sort of travel insurance.
But from EF, because their outside insurance doesn't work for what they're trying to do.
Right. And what they offer is pretty inclusive. So, okay. So here's how to reserve. Here's the overview. We get 12 nights, 12 breakfasts. We have 5 dinners with beer or wine, 3 guided sightseeing tours, a deluxe motor coach. We do have 3 ferry transfers and 1 on-tour flight. And Gloria, where is the flight? Where are we going to and from?
You do the last one. You do Crete back to Athens. We fly.
Okay.
Within the island, we take the high-speed ferry from starting from Athens to Mykonos, and then Mykonos, Santorini, Santorini, Crete, and then Crete back by plane.
All right. And the ferry transfers are fun, right?
Oh, beautiful. They're big and they're beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, they're bigger than you think. I was kind of shocked at how large they were and how many people they hold. It's like, wow. Okay. Okay, so if you're interested, here is how you get on this tour. So there's two different ways that you can reserve your spot. If you want to do an easy pay monthly payment plan, you can put down a $99 deposit, and that will reserve your spot. And you can just sign up and they'll take it right out of your checking account every month. That's the easiest way to do it. If you prefer not to do it that way, you can put down a deposit. I believe it's $300, and then you can just make payments when it's convenient for you, or you can also just pay upfront. So these are the ways that you can do it. You can pay upfront for the whole thing with your Visa, MasterCard, ATM, debit, or you can do the $99 deposit on the auto payment plan. Or you can do the manual payment plan, which the deposit's a little higher, but then you have to make sure you've got that paid off 70 days prior to our departure. But it's 2 years away, so you've got lots of time to. That's one of the reasons why we schedule them so far in advance, is so that it keeps the cost down. All right. So here's how you enroll. We only have 21 spots left. We've already got quite a few people that are on the tour. So our window is open now. We're going to close enrollment on 10/12. We want to be able to get as many people as soon as possible signed up so we can secure our private status. And there is the tour site. I will put this in the chat also. I can actually, I will have to minimize to do that. Okay, so I'm going to escape out of that. I'm going to go back into here. Let me see if I can. Oh, sorry. I'm on my husband's computer and I don't know it as well as my own. Let me, that's what I wanted to do.
Oh, you forgot the.
Okay. Back into here. There we go.
I'm really looking forward to this experience with you, Gloria. We had such a good time with the students this last summer while Vanessa's doing that. It's just fun. I mean, they learned a lot. My older son still says, I remember Gloria told me I should focus on this and this and this, and I think I didn't listen to her as well as I should. But the kids continue to come over and talk about you and all the good stuff that they did. So it's really nice. We saw the connections with most of them. In fact, we just saw Lily in a restaurant the other day, and they're like, "Oh yeah, how's Gloria?" So that's fun.
Brian, it's not allowing me to copy this. What's the code for your Mac?
I got it. You just talk. I got it.
Okay.
Hi, it's Melissa. I'm actually excited to go just with the adults, so there's no kids this time.
No kids.
So that'll be so nice and relaxing, because I love EF tours. Like our experience that we had, we have so many great memories. We have our best day in Italy that we had talked about before, but
well, tell Gloria.
I'm excited to oh, we were on the beach. It was great. I mean, we just had the best time on the beach, relaxing and hanging out, making new friends, obviously, and have old friends, and it was just a great day. We went to go see the volcano later on in the afternoon. It was one of our favorite days as a family. Yeah, one of our favorite days as a family, for sure.
All right. Does anybody have any other questions that we can answer for you? All right. If you do think of a question, we've got our emails, both of ours, in the chat. So feel free to jot those down or take a photo with your phone, whatever you need to do. So if you do think of a question later on, you can just email one of us and we can answer that for you. I'll also
I
put
did
my,
want to.
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I just wanted to mention that John and I are going to stay and go to Italy afterwards. That was our plan.
Wonderful.
So Stacy, just so you know, if you wanted to join us there, that would be great.
Where in Italy? Where are you going? Where in Italy?
Tuscany, and where else did John say last night?
Venice. I think he said Venice.
Yeah,
Venice,
Tuscany and
yeah,
Venice.
Venice, yeah.
Wonderful. No, that will make a lot of sense to you to see Venice after you see Crete. There is a lot.
Oh, okay,
It's a good choice. Perfect. Perfect.
okay.
All right. I also put my phone number in the chat as well. So if that's easier for you than email, you can give me a call, give me a text, and I can get back to you. It's like if you need the phone number to enroll or you have another question, feel free to reach out. Okay.
right.
And with that, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you so much to Gloria all the way from Athens. You are such a joy to have. We cannot wait to travel with you. Mwah. I love you so much.
Anytime you need me, as long as you check that I'm available, just give me a call for any answer, anything, feel free, anytime. And I
Thank you
can't wait
so
to.
much.
So really, I always say that investing money in any other thing, it might be whatever we buy might get deteriorated. But memories of a beautiful trip will always be with us. They'll never fade away. So that's my way of seeing it.
Exactly. Couldn't have said it better myself.
All right.
All right.
All right. I'm gonna
Give
go.
my love
You
to Erin,
want-
please.
I will. I will.
Tell her that I hope that she'll join us, and to your mom, of course.
Yep. Mom will be there.
Yeah, mom's on the trip.
Great. I wish you can bring the dogs as well.
I know.
We'll talk to you in a few weeks when the new puppy gets here.